The Gravy on the Side Variety Hour originally aired on April 14th on Facebook Live.
I can't hold it anymore, you guys. I can't.
Yeah, me neither. That's off of my head.
Oh.
Whew. Anissa, what were you supposed to be there? The Virgin Mary?
No, I'm E.T.
Good. Yeah, I get it now. Well, we've seen a lot of life imitating art these days, and Elliott Robert and Sarah Severson join us now to talk more about this internet sensation.
Coming in. Hey! There he is. Hi, Elliott. Oh, I have Elliott and Monroe with us today. Can you hear us? I think your audio is just connecting. Now you're muted. There we go.
Hello.
Hi, Elliott. And Monroe, right?
Yes, the real star of the show is here.
The real star of the show. How's it going?
We're doing all right. How's everybody holding up over there?
Pretty good, doing well. So can you tell me a little bit about what COVID classics are?
Sure. So initially we were inspired by the Getty Institute's blog post and tweet, specifically asking to recreate classics from their collection using, I think, at least 3 household objects. And from there, it's kind of grown and taken on a life of its own for folks that are looking for ways to, reconsider the space that they are now inhabiting exclusively in the great indoors. And so taking on either favorite images, paintings, photographs that kind of strike their fancy, or in our case, we kind of specifically Googled for people and pups to accommodate the participants.
All right, cool. So did you, before all of this happened, did you ever do art recreation before this?
Yes and no. So definitely not in the same caliber or intentionality, but I was a Bachelor of Fine Arts student once upon a time. And so there was a mythical version of kind of the COVID Classics project where previous classes had to, again, recreate kind of in situ the artwork that they were assigned. And it was always, kind of the uphill in the snow both ways. You never had it as bad as I did kind of situation with my year. We didn't have to. We did, however, have to try to paint, I think it was Napoleon crossing the Rhine. We got like a 1-inch square that then we had to blow up into like a 6-foot square.
Right.
And then they were taped together and hung on a wall. So in theory, it was a kind of recreation, but
not like you weren't physicalizing it. You weren't becoming.
Exactly. So this is a much more, I think it's much more inventive and creative, honestly. And I think that's one of the nicest things to see, when you're looking at the hashtag or browsing online. Just amazing what folks are doing with like a box of cookies or a bag of pretzels. You never know.
Monroe. Hi, Monroe. What a good dog.
Such a ham. Say hi.
Hi. Speaking of Monroe, do you try to find art that includes a dog? Like, do you look for pieces that you can put him in?
As you can see, he's very pliable. So we did definitely decide to choose a couple that we could feature him in. But we also have a few that are on the horizon. There's a Hockney painting that we really want to figure out how to rearrange the furniture for. That won't be with the dog. It is a little more involved. His favorite treats are canned green beans for some reason. So took a lot of beans to get him to be in the right spot for the last couple, but we made it work.
A healthy dog there. I've never heard of that before. Canned green beans is like the special treat.
Me neither.
Your vegan dog. That's so great. So like you guys have been doing this for a little while now. What, in your opinion, makes a good hashtag COVID classic?
I think is generally speaking, I think the attention to detail is really wonderful. Like in a lot of cases, oh, well, I don't have a red dress, but I have a dress that looks like that, or like having a lot of stand-ins is fine because you're going for kind of the overall sense of the image, but having one or two really great details, and those don't necessarily have to be an exact match. Sometimes the kind of inventiveness with what you can play around with. I saw there was a hospital staff had just done the Last Supper, but all of the food objects were like appliances in their break room, so like toasters and tea kettles, and and so those were very charming. Yeah, so I think that sense that paying attention to a few of the smaller details really kind of brings it a step up.
Amazing. And just really quick, do you know what the next piece you're going to be recreating is? Hot painting. You're going to do the hot painting?
Yeah, so I think that'll be, we're going to work on a Hockney that's entitled A Portrait of My Parents.
Cool. All right. So where can we find you on Instagram?
So, the one that everybody actually wants to pay attention to is Monroe's Instagram. So that is Monroe is your friend. And I am Elliott Makes Prints.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Elliott and Monroe, and say hi to Sarah.